All right, let's just do another hard truth today. So, we've done a couple, let's do another one. Hard truth. Just because you are saved and a Christian does not mean you are kingdom. Sit with that for a minute. Just because, I repeat it, just because you are saved does not mean you are automatically living, being, breathing kingdom on earth. It means you're going to heaven when you die. That's what it means. It means you have access. You have total access to kingdom, but it does not mean that you are. So if you are a Christian and you're walking around and you're like, I'm saved, which means I'm kingdom. No, you're not. Pump your brakes, because you're not. Are you living in kingdom? Are you learning kingdom? Are you extending kingdom? Are you exuding kingdom off of you? Is your aura kingdom? Is any of this actual real kingdom? And we make it so complex, but it's really not. Study an actual real life kingdom. Study what they do, how they get the things that they get, and break that apart. And then you'll understand what God means when he says kingdom. Okay? We have access through Jesus to kingdom on earth. Not just the kingdom when we get into heaven. This kingdom, we are supposed to be ambassadors, God's representation in this foreign land called earth. That's what we're supposed to be. He gave us our suits, our earthly suits, so that we could function on earth to bring his kingdom and represent it. Just because you get saved does not mean you are kingdom. I know that might hurt your feelings. It's true though, okay? Kingdom is a different way of living. It's a different way of being. It's a different way of speaking. It's a different way of everything. Your opinion doesn't just become your opinion. It's, well, the king, where I'm from, I'm representing the king, and the king says this. If you have a problem with what the king says, take it up with the king. I am not the king. I am just an ambassador of the kingdom. Okay? That is that. Christian is, let me tell you what my opinion, let me tell you what I think, let me tell you how I feel. Okay, great. That's great that you have all those opinions and feelings. But the hardcore issues that Jesus is very clear and God is clear about in the Bible, you don't need to come to me and have questions for me. I mean, I can try to answer them for you, but don't come at me and try to say anything, because it's the king. I represent the king. And the kingdom that I come from says this. Point blank. Okay? That's kingdom. Being saved does not mean you are kingdom. They are two different things. So that's all I'm saying. If you want to learn more about kingdom, then you actually have to learn it. Read the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Read the different ways that they told the stories of what Jesus was saying, of how he lived, what he described kingdom as, because that's all he talked about. He did not talk about, and that whole word Christian, we already know, was not even in the Bible as a positive statement. We created that amongst all the rules, and your denomination dictates what kind of Christian you are, right? Because each denomination has their own rules to follow, which means you're not a Christian unless you follow that denomination's rules. Jesus didn't have any of that. And then you've got the non-denominational that's just, anyways. So they do their own thing. Very much so their own thing. But just because you're saved doesn't mean you're kingdom. Just because you are going to heaven when you die does not mean that you lived a life of kingdom, that God sent you here, that he breathed into you and had you go down that little slide of life. And he was like, all right, this is what I made you for. I put you in your earth suit, like you're ready. And you're like, yeah, I got saved and I'm ready to die and go back to heaven. And he's like, pump your brakes. I didn't ask you to come back here like that. I gave you a job. Please do the job I sent you for. No? Okay. Next, who's going to do the job? Okay? That's the difference. Kingdom, and saved. I'm going to get this right. Just because you got saved, just because you believe in Jesus and you believe in God and you accepted him into your heart, you believe he died on the cross, you have salvation. Just because of that does not mean you are kingdom. Just because you know about the cross and believe in it does not mean you are kingdom. It doesn't even mean you know what you're talking about when you say the kingdom. He wants me to bring more people to the kingdom. Pause. He didn't ask you to bring more people to the kingdom. You hear that word? To does not mean in. To does not mean a part of. To just means I've brought you to the door. And that's the cross. And that's where most Christians will take people, is to the cross. I took you to the kingdom. Wave. Because I brought you to the kingdom. I don't know how to get you in. I don't even know really how to do anything kingdom. But I brought you to it, so my job is complete. That's not true. That's not true. That's not how this works. That's not how kingdom is. We have got to be better about learning kingdom versus being saved. Kingdom versus Christian. Two different things. Are you Christian or are you kingdom? Christian, I'm following these rules. I'm doing these things, but I don't know actual kingdom. Kingdom is, I am an ambassador. My king has sent me to say these things and do these things and to use the gifts and abilities and powers he has granted upon me to show the world, to glorify my king. That's kingdom. Which one do you want to be? I'm just saying, I want to be kingdom. I want to learn more about it. I'm going to stop bringing people just to kingdom, and I'm going to start accessing kingdom and showing kingdom so that other people then want to go into kingdom and access kingdom. I'm not just going to take them to kingdom and say, I did what God said, which is not true. Okay. So I just wanted to real quick spit that little bit of truth and break that myth down. Christian does not mean kingdom. Two different things. Thank you.